Ready? Okay. I would like to call the Granite County Study Commission meeting to order, please. Let's do roll call. Blanche, Gary, Robin, Gail. We do have public. Luke with the Phillipsburg Mayor. So let's please stand and say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So, any public comment? All right. I would need a motion to approve the December 23rd minutes, please.
I make a motion to approve the December 23rd minutes.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Agenda items. So we need to go over the bylaws, but if with the permission, I would like to kind of get out of order a little bit and do point of contact, which you can see on your agendas, that there is a point of contact, study commission, and that is where we send everything, and then Sarah will disperse that to the rest of us. And if you have agenda items, I just talked to Miranda because she is the one that's going to post it. She wants those agenda items for next month by early on the 13th.
Okay, now who is Miranda?
Miranda is the commissioner's assistant, and she is the one that's posting the agendas.
Okay.
You can also send your agenda items to Sarah at this study commission, and she will get those to her. But she posts she posts the agendas for the commissioners' meetings on Thursday towards the end of the day, so she can post everything.
Okay, and the date that she wants
the 13th.
By the 13th.
Yes.
So agenda items.
Yep, February 13th. Yeah. And they're for every month, that week before. Right. And so the people from the Phillipsburg Study Commission came. They had contacted me, and now you all heard how they're going to go with that. Here's some claim sheets for your mileage, and then if you need,
wrote mine down, but I can put it on a sheet.
Yeah, they have to have it by claim. And if you need more, always just talk to Sarah.
Okay, what about, I went through 2 reams of paper. So
yeah, same thing on those.
I finished the course.
Yeah, same thing on that.
Okay.
Just put it on the claim sheets.
Right.
Yep, I think that's it. So now let's go back up to the bylaws. And look, this isn't going to be perfect by any means. We're all trying to figure our way through this, and so there will be mistakes made, and onward we go. We fix them and go from there. Oh, one of the things I need to fix right away, sorry, on those minutes, I think Exhibit D, I did not cross out on adopt the final report. I put the end of June 2026, but within the boxes there, it said provide the county clerk and recorder a ballot certificate if proposed, is to be placed on, and I didn't change those numbers, so I hand wrote them, November 3rd, 2026, and I just initialed them. And so then those will be on file also with the clerk.
Pardon?
Sure.
For interrupting. Do you have any more guests coming?
I don't think, we don't
Which
know.
door would you like to leave open?
Just that front one.
Okay. by
Yeah,
sheriff's
the main
office?
one, yeah.
Okay, I'll
on
do
the-
that. And do you know how to lock it?
We do.
Okay.
Yep, thank you
I'll leave it
for
with you.
asking.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So anyway, that was just an error on mine when I filed that with the clerk and recorder, so I'll make that right. All right, let's dig into these bylaws, shall we? I don't know if everybody has had a chance to read them or not, go over them. I mean, it's fair, they have it fairly easy because it's kind of a template. It's a template and we can add to it. So if, let's take the first page and just run through it. So the purpose of this policy is to establish the rules of procedure for the conduct of meetings and transactions of business by 2024-26 Study Commission of the county, obviously. These rules of the procedure are intended to ensure that the commission can accomplish its work efficiently and blah, blah. Do you want me to read it all or can we just go to the fill-ins?
Fill-ins would be fine.
Okay, great. So then section 2.01 would be also Granite County Study Commission. Under number 2, the hearing would be County of Granite.
Can I back up just to section 101, County of Granite? Oh, Granite.
County of Granite, yeah. And then, all right, and then the all meetings of Granite Study Commission. Section 2.03 should be Granite County Study Commission or Granite, and then we'll meet every third Thursday of the month. Page 2 should be Granite County Study Commission. Section 2.03, public posting. Granite County Study Commission will post official notices. I didn't fill that one out. Blank in a compliance.
Would that be the same as the Granite County Commissioners postings?
So it will post official notices. It must be, so I think, where do you guys post out? On the website? And the post office?
I think down at the store.
Okay.
So this is what Miranda's willing to do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, don't you post it here at the courthouse? And then also the Town of Drummond's website. And we also post at Fix, at the post office, and right outside of Town Hall.
All right, let's just run through those again, if you
Okay,
would, please.
sure.
Got to get some room over here.
Yeah.
Write them down.
So
Okay, so
for,
the Granite County website,
correct,
okay, and Peaburg website.
The Drummond one.
Town of Drummond
Oh, the
website.
Town of Drummond.
Yeah.
Does Phillipsburg have one?
We can ask them if we can
Okay,
put it there.
all right.
I'll put that in my notes. Okay?
And there was one more. You had Drummond, and Granite County. There was one more, I think, that you had.
The
So-
physical locations.
Both post office
Oh, the post office.
in Phillipsburg and
Okay,
Drummond, and the store
okay.
in Phillipsburg, obviously, we don't have one.
Fix
Fix.
in Drummond.
And then town hall at Drummond, just in our reader
So
board.
who's gonna do Drummond? You
We
guys-
are.
You'll do Drummond?
Yeah, I am, yeah. Well, she puts it on the website, yeah. And, you know, honestly, I should add the post office in Hall to try to get it.
Do you know for sure you can do that?
Yeah, they're good about, yeah, they are. Yeah. Okay, so those are all the places, and then utilizing the County of Granite designated official posting procedures, so.
Now, where would we get those?
Where you can get the agenda?
Official posting procedures for Granite County? Are they on the Granite County website?
They may be on the Granite County website. They were updated recently.
And they're also, it's by state law but that's where we would get them, was from Granite County, excuse me, I'm spitting, because the commissioners make their designated posting places. And I don't know, do you know if that's on your website?
Is that where we send them? I'm not sure.
Okay. So I'll find that out too, so we can. Posting.
And at what point will they be posted?
So,
What framework? I know that we're going on 2 days' notice for agendas, but I'd really like to expand that. I'd like to see this stuff a long time before.
right, so that's why to have the agenda items to her by, so I can get the agenda to her by
Yeah.
that
Well,
Thursday
I'm thinking
before.
not only agenda, but I'm thinking the minutes. I'd like to go over those before we actually come in and approve them.
Sure, which you should have gotten them.
Well, as I said, I think they came through on Microsoft Word.
Uh-huh.
My phone doesn't print Microsoft Word.
Would
So
you like
I'm-
a PDF?
Absolutely,
Okay,
because all my computers print PDF.
okay,
That can be done.
Okay.
all right. Minutes, PDF, okay? Anything else with that? Okay. A quorum of 2 study commission shall consist of 3 study commissioners. So we have to have 2 of the 3 for a quorum. And then down there, 50, let's see, commission on any matters requiring a majority vote for, so that's going to be 2 out of the 3. All right, section 3.
On 301, do you have 3 there?
No,
Or
I have
2?
3 there. 2 study commission
Thank you.
consists of 3 study commission
Thank you.
members. Yep. And then I think we have this one, 3.02. Proposed agenda matters requiring consideration, discussion, or decision by the study commission shall be submitted in writing to the chairperson of the study commission or to the designated point of contact of the study commission by 12 noon the previous, how do we say that? What is
On the-
that? The second Thursday of the month, right?
It would be on the Thursday immediately preceding the next regular
So it's
scheduled
one
meeting.
week before is what you're
It,
saying.
it is,
So we meet on Thursday, so it'd be the Thursday.
yes. Thursday. All right. And then, this is what all will be the order of business. And as, I would say, as we are, think it's applicable to have it put on the website from some of the training stuff that the MSU provided, some of those handouts.
Well, I don't know if you want me to bring this up now. I've already contacted the people over at MSU. I'm going to start a website for us. If you want to be part of it, you can. If you don't, that's up to you. But what the intent of this is to publish as much as we can of the materials that we've been studying.
Yeah.
Not anything to do necessarily with motions or anything like that. It's purely for public comment and purely for public education.
I would recommend going with the one website as not to confuse the people, and then everyone can go to one source to
Well,
get their documentation.
I have a reservation on that because I don't know what that website would be. I don't know who would be handling it. I don't know who would be putting the information into it. I know from this group what we would be putting into it.
I don't think we all three can be on it, Gary, because then that's a quorum.
No, that is not a quorum. I've checked this with the state, and that's another issue I want to bring up today.
Okay, well, we'll do that later then.
Yeah, but
Okay.
this website, I just want you to be aware of. If you don't want to be part of it,
Sure.
I'll do it myself.
Okay. All right, then on page 3, 4.01, to provide for the effective participation of all members of the Granite Study Commission. I don't know if you have any other, or Granite County. We probably should stay consistent with Granite County, I would say. And then page 4, section 4.04 would be Granite County Study Commission. Section 4.07 would be Granite County. Let's see. And then page 5, 7.01 guidelines, it will be Granite County. And then, so that's all that was on their template. Is there anything else that the study commission wants to add within this? It's pretty thorough. Okay, so with that, then I would ask for a motion to adopt these bylaws.
I move we adopt these.
Okay?
I second the motion to adopt the
Thank
bylaws.
you. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. All right, unfinished business, so this might be where you want to
Okay.
chat it up, Gary.
Well, the unfinished, I thought, was the bylaws. We were to resurrect that, take it off the table and bring it in, which we've done.
Well, and the unfinished business too would be to me, because you were going to ask the Phillipsburg paper about.
Yeah, and I did not get a hold of Jesse.
Okay.
I've tried sending emails. I don't know if they're going through. I do know, though, that Granite County has something, and you may know about this, Robin, where they're putting that in at some given interval.
What do you,
Well, they're putting something in the newspaper, and I was wondering if that's something we need to look at.
Tell me
That maybe
tell me
we
what they're
could
putting in
piggyback.
the web
It's
paper.
an ad for the commission and the commissioners.
An ad for a commissioner or?
No, not for a commissioner, but
They did it for the first one because we had to go through a commission meeting.
Okay.
But from this point on, and I don't know, Luke, I mean, one of our questions was, because our budget is limited, about putting, and I know you can't give us an answer right now, but we would like to put the agenda in the paper, but we can't afford it. So I don't know if that's something that you can talk over to with your people and get back to us.
Or you could have someone with your office get back, someone in the sales
Yeah.
department.
Yeah, the person in charge of public notices is Julie List.
Okay,
I believe her email is adsales@mullennews.com.
right. But we don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the biggest thing. I mean,
I don't know about not paying, something reasonable.
or something
$100
reasonable,
each
yeah. So she would be the person to get hold of?
Yes.
Okay, so,
And that was the other reason why I contacted MSU and asked them if there was any problem with me putting up a website.
Mm-hmm.
Because that way I know it gets up, nobody has to pay for it.
Sure.
Believe me, I got it for like $14 a year.
yeah,
And it'll be put in WordPress, very, very simple.
sure,
People can comment, everything hopefully will be there.
sure. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bad idea. I just personally, I think a website is a great thing. I just don't think
Yeah.
that
We can,
we can come
Communicate on
together,
it.
right,
Well,
with
you know,
it.
that's another issue I'm going to bring up. I changed my email, and I think I sent it to you.
Sure, and I
don't
sent
know
it
if
up.
You got it.
I have not, but
I've also, well, it's msulgs@yahoo.com. And I see no reason why we cannot communicate on issues that we're not making a decision on. That has nothing to do with open meetings.
I would want that in writing
Well-
from them.
Fine. I'll ask them for writing, but I can tell you right now, if you read the law and you read the open meeting law, there's absolutely no prohibition on a group like this calling somebody, emailing somebody and saying, hey, I'd like to put this on the agenda. That is not an open meeting. And I think we're going way too far.
And it could be, Gary, it might be, but I don't feel comfortable
Okay?
doing that.
That's fine, but I know,
Just because.
I know you emailed me
In
putting
the
something
beginning
in the
of it.
newspaper.
Right.
And
In
I
the-
wasn't ready, but now I'm pretty much ready.
Sure, right. And we were elected, and
Right.
I mean, I don't know, sue me, whatever. You know, I didn't.
You're not gonna
I
get
don't
any
know.
problem
I don't
with
know the stuff. You know, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Alls I know is a small 3-board. A quorum is 2 people, and that's why I said it up front, because Robin and I work
Quorum is a
together.
different issue. It's a different animal. Quorum means that you're going to vote on something, that you're going to make some kind of policy.
Yeah, see, and that's not what I got from our training up in
Well,
Kalispell.
that's certainly what I got in Bozeman.
Okay.
We would
Well,
just want clarification on that.
Yeah.
then
All right.
That-
from
that's
them.
all.
I'll get a hold of, I guess it's Dr. Muntz or whatever. I'll ask
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
her.
and honestly, I think it's a great thing. I think that's very,
I think it's
it's
absolutely
commendable for you
necessary.
to do that. Yeah, I just know I don't have
You
the
know,
time to do it.
If we're going to work as a group, we should be working as a group. If we're going to do a quorum of 2, then there's no reason for me to be here. And what I'm saying is, very simply, there's no reason why we can't communicate on issues that may come up, as long as we're not making a decision.
As long as we're not breaking the law.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we
all, that's what I want to just make sure with them,
I
that
mean,
we're not
if
breaking
you're going to- If
laws.
you're going to get really technical about it, you get into the First Amendment. You say, we were elected, I was elected, does that mean then that I can't say anything to you, or say, hey, I'd like maybe to add this to the agenda for next month?
Right, and that's why we, in my, this is for me,
Yeah.
my thought process,
Okay.
that's why I'm going with the
All right.
study commission.
Well, and
Point of
believe me,
contact.
I don't disagree with you, but I go the other way.
Sure,
So we'll just get confirmation from them.
I'll-
It is a good
I'll ask
idea
them.
to
Ask them.
have a site that the people can go
Okay,
to.
Well, that I've already
What are we
got
doing here?
confirmation on.
Are you setting up your own website? Or
I am
what?
setting it up, and if you folks want to be part of it, you can. All of you.
Yeah. Well, because it's public, it's gonna
It's
be
public.
public, so it, but I don't feel, I guess I'm just letting Gary know that I'm not gonna respond on it. I'm not,
Don't have to.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. I
Yeah,
mean,
you don't
that's,
have to.
that's the whole thing. I mean, my hope is as we go further along that, and get a little bit more comfortable in our skin in this, is to be able to send these up and all of this stuff, and it should be posted on the county's website. More than one website is not too many.
I'll be glad to post it on theirs and.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, I don't think it's too many. The more we can get it out there,
I agree.
absolutely the better. That is, yeah. So, okay.
So we're going to post both on Granite County and, what did you call your website?
I'm calling it the Granite County, let me think about this for a minute, local government study.
Okay.
Granite County Local Government Study. Okay. Local government.
And I should have it up probably a week or two. I'm just finalizing some things. I need to get some photographs and things like that. to put it up.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
So then we
Yeah.
can put that in the minutes that it will be posted on 2 websites.
Yeah,
so that
and-
people can
and-
have that reference.
At that point, I'm going to send you guys an email. If you don't want to read it, don't read it.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
But that is not an
Sure.
open meeting.
yeah. Okay. All right. Another unfinished business is, unfortunately, we are going to have to try to find a alternative location.
To me,
Maybe, because every third Thursday of the month, they have court something. And so if they were to have a trial, then we wouldn't be able to use it. I was thinking I don't know when Phillipsburg is going to have their meetings, but we could possibly ask if we can use their town hall to meet at,
possibly.
or the library. So.
I would think the library, but I don't know if you'd want to do it at 5 o'clock, because they may have clients.
Exactly,
At that point.
and that's why I was thinking of town hall, because they're
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah, well,
But whatever, let's think about that, and we'll visit it again. But yeah,
Is there a community center or anything like that? in
They have a
Phillipsburg?
museum.
aren't they trying to get a, what I want to say, older folks?
A senior,
center?
yeah, that won't be for a while.
That's
I
not
don't
open
think.
yet, though. Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
If you get the docket for when the court cases are going to be, would you have it here and then on the days that they're having court, have it somewhere else so we know in advance, because they keep, I think their docket is in advance.
Sure, good idea. So talk to the clerk of court
Yeah.
about.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, a clerk would know that. Clerk of the court?
Pardon
Yeah.
me?
The clerk of
Yeah,
the court.
clerk of court.
Would
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, because that's who I talked to today, because they had just gotten out of here when I came up to set stuff up. So, and we talked about that, I think, last, we were
we
we were
did.
concerned that might
And
happen.
I'm not opposed to changing this a little later, any other day. The only thing I guess we kind of agreed to is I have that airport meeting on
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Right.
And of course, last night, no one showed up.
Yeah,
They sent me an email today and said, oh, we're not having the meeting. Thank you.
yeah, right. I think, Thursdays are a good day because there's not a whole lot of other meetings.
Well, there's one thing that you need to know. I am building a house, And as it gets lighter and lighter,
Sure.
I will be working longer and longer.
Sure.
So I'm not sure that 5 o'clock is going to be great into April, May.
Okay. Well, and I think we come to that, when we hit that road, then we can say, you know, well, changing it to whatever. And we'll just have to, you know, put this at the bottom. I don't feel like going any longer than 2 hours. We don't have to be on the dot, but, you know.
I agree. And I think also if we get just a little basic communication, we won't have to.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think
You know,
so
I
too.
don't think everything has to be linear.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm always going to default to by the book because that's my personality,
Okay.
you know, with it. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's kind of where I go with it. So,
Well, that brings up another issue that I'm looking into and put it under new business.
okay.
As you know, the law in Montana is the Constitution. That's the supreme law. If you don't, I'll get you the case law from the Supreme Court and show you that. When I look through the MSU materials, and even in the statute itself, it says if we want to do certain changes, we have to go by the Constitution, by the United States Constitution, by the statutes. Well, that presents a question to me. How can the Constitution be supreme law, but the law say, well, we're going to write something that isn't in the Constitution?
So this is what I have always gone by, Gary. I don't, when I've asked lawyers and other people about it, you can strengthen it, but you
Right.
cannot weaken it.
Well, I'm not even talking about weakening. What I'm saying to you now, I spent 2 years after I retired from medicine and surgery getting acquainted with law. And I mean 2 full years. That's where I got the advanced certificate as paralegal. Those courses taught me a lot about interpreting law. And I know, for instance, the federal government right now is having a real problem because they're not following the Constitution in many areas. Now, all of a sudden, we've got something absolutely unique. I mean, I don't think any other state in the Union
We are the only state in the
has
union.
what we have.
Right.
And if the Constitution is supreme law, Supreme Court has said, then how in the world can any other legislature, statute, or anything
Because they're
tell us
strengthening it.
not to do something if it's not in the Constitution?
Because we're strengthening the law. We're not weakening
Yeah,
it,
and-
they're
You're
strengthening it.
you're not strengthening. I'll give you a typical example. I must have talked to 25 people in the last 3-4 months about the tax situation. I've got some things I'm going to hand out to you just for your own information. It's from the paper. Chmielewski and another fella, well, Fitzpatrick, and this other fella, Hertz, from, I believe he's Powell County, talking about taxes. You get one here for Gail. Do you know that taxes, property taxes, are completely within the purview of the county? Yet the state, I can go through all the statutes with you because I've gone through 2 appeals now on the issue. But the state says, oh no, we don't have anything to do with mill work or with mill levy. County says, we don't have anything to do with mill levy, and yet state law says you got to go by mill levy. Now somebody's not telling the truth. Somebody's not owning up. And the bottom line on this is property taxes are collected by the county, and they go primarily to the county and the city.
Can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
Your certified values come from the Department of Revenue.
No,
Yes.
they don't. Well, they
Yes.
do now, but I'm going to challenge that.
Okay, but right now they do.
Well, they do only because This last, I don't know, there were 3 or 4, maybe more counties that tried to go to court over the mill levy for the schools. The Supreme Court said, well, we're not going to allow you to change that mill levy only because it's been done for 20 years.
And we were one of the counties that
And we were one of the
protested it.
counties that went. And guess what? Read your Constitution. Your Constitution spells 4 areas that the county must do in giving appeals. Guess what? When I went, they said, we don't know anything about that. All we do is confirm what the state did. I went to the
So,
state. The state says,
You
we
didn't
don't
actually
do
let
that."
me even finish my sentence.
Go ahead.
Right now, and this is something apparently you want to change, right now, the Department of Revenue certifies the values of every county.
Yep.
They give us the certified values.
Yes.
And then they also give us a formula
Okay.
that we have to go in and put in the formula
Yep.
what our value, we
Okay.
get a value, what it's worth, and it tells us how many meals we get
All right.
per each fund. We don't decide.
Well,
That's, hey,
Have you read the
you
Constitution?
laugh, but that's the way it is.
No.
That's how we do it.
That's the way it's been.
That's the way it is
Have
now.
you read your Constitution?
But here's
It
what I'm
doesn't say
saying.
that.
What you're,
The challenge is with this, Gary, is that is the law right now, and I get that you say by the Constitution, but while you've taken this course and the green light, red light says we do not have anything to do with the taxes with it. We do not, we are studying the form of government.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what our job, so
let
we
me-
are
let me pose
investigating,
this
let me
question.
finish.
Yeah.
We are investigating the forms of government to see if it's something that we can give to the people at their voting leisure to say, yeah, we'd like to change that. But from these classes that we are taking and what that says, taxes is not.
Well, that may be now, but
But Frank-
hopefully we can educate the people, and hopefully they will say, we don't want this kind of tax. Two issues. Constitution says, when you do taxes, it must be equal. There's nothing equal about charging one tax in Peaburg and another tax a quarter mile away in Whiskey Flats, simply because those homes are worth more. Or you charge a different fee for Bozeman and you charge a different fee for Billings. The Constitution says it has to be equal.
Can I make
Sure.
a question here? So I understand that you want to look at the taxes, and I can understand that, especially since, as you're saying, they're not equal, so that has raised concern for you. I would suggest, since we're just starting, and we do know, all of us, that taking the course, the 3 things that we're studying, and I will get to taxes, the 3 things that we're studying is the type, the form, and the plan.
Okay?
Okay, so we're just studying right now.
Right.
So if we could, in the first little bit, proceed with finding out what those areas are needing and be able to interview
Okay.
the studying entity that we're going to be
Fine.
looking at,
Fine.
answer their questions, find out if within their own form of government that they may have the same question you do. Then may we look at the possibility if the form of government you're currently under would allow for any changes, or if indeed in the end that they decide, the people decide, because that's truly whose vote it is, that they want to look further into it.
Correct.
If that's not something we have the authority to do,
Correct.
that would be a recommendation presented. Do you agree with that?
I do. And what form of government are you looking at? No, what form of government do we have right now in Granite County?
We don't have self-governing
No, we
because
don't.
that's correct.
No, we don't.
Right.
Now, if you had self-governing, have you read through the rest of the courts?
I am on Unit 5.
I'm through the courts.
Well, I'm glad, but we're
Okay.
pacing
But
ourselves.
here's the thing. I'm trying to get an idea of where you will be going versus what I'm
Okay,
reading.
I would be happy to give you that.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere until I hear what the people want.
Well,
I'm not going to
okay.
make any prejudiced
All right.
decision before I know
Okay.
what they're thinking, how
Yep. Mm-hmm.
their government works, first of all. I want to hear what the citizens think
All right.
and what their goals are and their
I
desires
agree.
are
I
before
agree.
I would have any recommendations. Because
Okay.
personally, I don't have a recommendation. I am going to be studying this form of government
Mm-hmm.
and finding out what the people want, because this isn't my decision. This is the people's decision.
Sure it is.
And right now, it appears to me that your decision is taxes, which
Mm-hmm. No.
is a concern to you because
No.
you're a citizen of this community.
My concern over taxes are the 25 people I have spoken to.
Okay,
And it's not just me, believe me. I haven't met one person yet.
but you're
Who's
putting the
happy.
cart before the
No,
horse.
I'm not. I'm looking at what form of government do we have? We have ECOF.
That's
We
correct.
are an elected county.
Right.
If we were to go to self-governing with a charter, I have a feeling that would change.
And it may, and that's what we're going to be studying and surveying the people.
Well, I'll let you guys catch up. In the meantime,
Well, I didn't know it was a race. We
It's
have
not a
2
race.
years to do it.
2 years, 6 weeks is what we were told. Every one of these lessons are to be turned in.
No, I mean, we have 2 years to do.
Oh, we do. And we need to do a lot of investigation in those 2 years.
Right.
I only say self-governing because I look at that, I've listened to people, and I say, well, gee, under our present structure, there's no way we do anything about your taxes.
But sir, you've already made a decision before you've listened to the people.
No, I haven't. No, I
You
haven't.
have an idea of what you want before
Yes.
listening to the
That's-
people.
that's the
You've talked to
purpose.
25 people.
That's right, and that's the purpose of this group.
Right.
It is, and here's the other part of that, is we have got to get the public engaged with
No
that.
kidding.
And that's going to be,
No kidding.
in my thought process, getting the people engaged is going to be tough because
Well, okay.
people can talk to us individually, but
one
where,
way.
let me finish, but where are the public once we start really going, and hopefully there will be people here. I very much like people here. And being able to the surveys and going to the commissioners and talking with them about it, even out to the people that work here about how that is, the difference of partisan, nonpartisan. What else is there? Oh, in my mind, I have thought processes about it, but I haven't made a decision with it. The difference of, we have 3 districts. Why do we have 3 districts? We need 1 district. So then anybody from wherever the county can run, and there's not an issue about it. That fits into the
Charter.
Well, I don't even know. I think the county has
3 districts, so you have to live in that district
Right.
to file
Right.
for that district.
Right.
So what you're saying is 1 district for 1 county, and then we'd still have, 3 commissioners?
Yeah.
that would,
Well,
from
because-
any part of the county?
Well, right, because then you don't have to worry about if that's an issue or not, if somebody is living in their district or not. We did it in Drummond years ago. We had 2 wards and you could never get people, so we just changed it to 1.
Well,
So-
you're talking about election laws. I'm talking about something that affects every single individual in this county. And I hope that somebody will come to this meeting and say, oh, I just love these taxes. I love the way the state
Well,
I don't think you're going to
Don't
get that.
assesses
There's
needs
not one of us
on what
here.
sales were made. This is nothing more than a sales tax in sheep's clothing. That's all it is. How in the world can you justify a property tax based on not when you bought your property, but when Joe Blow next to you just bought his property and put up $1 million home?
So Gary, I guess there's the confusion I'm having with you right now is that you're focused on the taxes, and I
No,
understand.
I'm
but
not focused
may I
solely on
finish?
tax.
May I finish?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so every meeting we've had thus far, you've brought up taxes. Okay.
No, I don't think I brought him up last time.
Yes, you
Yeah, I
did.
did.
Oh, well. take
Okay, so it's a concern of yours, and it's a
Yeah.
concern of a great many people.
that. Yes, it is.
Okay, so we all agree on that.
Yeah, we do.
But I think it's important that we also focus on everything, every aspect that they've taught us in the
I agree.
class. And let's see where it is. And we're going to be putting out surveys, questionnaires before the people. And hopefully that will be an issue that they present to us. And then we can put all of that and compile the information. And once we have the information, then we know how to go forward. Right now, you're just throwing out laws and supreme laws and everything,
Yeah, I
which
am, because we have a constitution.
we
and by
do
God, we've
have
gotta
a
go by it.
constitution. We do, but we also have to listen to our constituents.
Yes, and that's what the Constitution says.
Okay, so can we do that first
You can do that. You just let me know when you want to bring up this subject again.
of taxes?
In the meantime, I'm going to, every person I can talk to, find out what their feelings are. And where possible, I'm going to put up what I think applies in those situations on the website to educate them.
But with that website and you saying that, be sure you're speaking for you
I
and
will
not
be
for me.
Absolutely certain. Absolutely certain.
Well, that, in that instance too, this is your own website. I don't know if you can say the Granite County local government.
He can, because it wasn't taken.
I think I can, because I think I was elected as one of the commissioners for Granite County Study. What else do you want me to call it?
You can just put in there that it's an independent opinion of yourself.
I checked this with MSU. They have no problem with it.
But
I will make sure that whatever is going on there
Is your
represents
opinion.
my opinion.
Sure, yeah.
Not the committee's opinion.
Sure.
Okay?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And appreciate it. Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
and I hope you read through
Absolutely,
those
we will.
things, because
I've already read it.
there are two in there that talk about taxes. What do they say? Oh, we're so overburdened, we don't see a way out. Oh, it's just too, no. These taxes are a major, major problem in this county.
So Gary, when you're speaking to the people, would you expand your questions far beyond just taxes?
Sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. In fact, another issue, fire. You know what's going on in Los Angeles right now?
I believe everyone does.
Do you realize, have you seen everything around here? Could it be here? Yeah, it could. And have you realized that the federal government owns a lot of this land and they refuse to clear it?
Yep.
Okay? Is that not another hot button issue? I would
Yes,
think.
it is.
Okay.
That's a very current
Right.
event
There's
issue.
a third issue. How about medical services? What we have right now is bare bones first aid. We don't have a hospital. We don't have a real doctor here. But medical issues. Now,
So
that's just brief.
I'm pleased to know that you're looking beyond taxes
Thank you.
and that you're going to communicate with the
Okay.
citizens so we can hear their opinions.
All right.
Because that's what's most important to me, is
And that's-
knowing what the people
That's the
want.
entire idea
Of this
website.
review.
Yes, and this review. And
I
I
agree.
think this review, if you read it and reread it and reread it as I've done, you're going to find an awful lot of nuggets in there. And if you truly believe that your Constitution is your guiding document, there are some real problems with the statutes right now. And those can be done through referendum. Constitution says that. And the people can vote them in or out.
All right. Any,
Okay, that's it.
any other new business that we want to chat about? While we're here as a group, what are some of the agenda items that you would like for February?
I would like to start looking at how we're going to communicate with the public as far as either surveys, or do we start with interviews for the Granite County government entity that we're studying? How would be the best way to start getting our research done so we have more information to go off of?
So I put communication with public
And communication with government entity.
and government entity, okay? On the course, I think MSU is actually working on, Dan and Ashley maybe, they are working on a condensed, you saw the questions that they had.
Yes.
And then the examples of the survey. They're trying to maybe do a condensed version of them, and when I was writing to one of my cohorts, I said a big thing for us is budget-wise,
Yeah, it is.
because mailing is,
Yeah.
but there may be a way through MSU. So as that comes, yeah. But
like
I
it'll
think
alleviate some of the financial
communication
burden.
is
No
with the
question.
public and the government entities
No
is
question.
huge.
I wish we had 500 people in here right now.
Always,
I
yeah.
really do.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yes and no.
we've got to figure out a way. Yes and no. Well, you'd be here more than 3 hours, even if I only gave
Right,
you 3 minutes.
yeah. No, I enjoy having the public I think it's part of our civic duty
Well-
is to be part of all of this, so.
What I've found, speaking to people, and this is beyond taxes, most people have not read the Constitution. And by the way, I have ordered pocket constitutions for each of you.
Oh, thank you.
And for
Thank
me.
you.
They're free through the state.
Yeah.
And the only reason I think I don't have them is because the state, when you go in and you sign in, they say, well, where do you want, what address do you want this mailed to?
Sure.
Well, when they say address, I put it down as physical address. Guess what? We don't get mail out there.
Yeah,
Our
you
mail
have to
comes
do
through
a
post
PO,
office.
yeah.
And yet, if there's no facility to put that down, they'll send it here, the post office sends it back.
Sure.
So I'm gonna get a hold of them again and make sure that we have those pocket constitutions.
Sure, and if you put your physical address and then the number sign and your post office box,
Then
then
the
they get it.
computer won't accept it. Believe me, I've just gone
Oh.
through this on several different business forms. It's terrible, really.
Yeah,
Because in a situation like ours, we're very rural. We don't have mailboxes. We should, but we don't. I mean, this is 2025.
so anything else that you can think of right now to put on the,
For next month's
For
agenda,
next
do you have something?
Not right now, but I'd like to be able to give us some thought after this meeting and be able to at least email both of you.
So.
You don't have to read
Study
it.
commissioner communication,
Yeah.
how? Okay.
You may get the impression I'm not the person who jumps at the first thing. I like to take my time and study it.
oh, yeah,
But
I mean,
once that study reveals a path, then that's a path I try and follow. So that's why I'm saying I don't have anything right now
Right.
because I don't know where both of you are in your studies and where we're going.
Sarah does.
I guess one of the things I would ask at some point, what are our objectives? Ours.
Sure.
Yours.
yeah,
To interview the people.
Okay.
We cannot have
All
a
right.
preconceived notion on
No.
what we want the end
You
result to
keep
be
saying
without.
that, but I have to take offense to that.
Why?
Because it's not preconceived. It's based on what I have heard from the public. And if you don't want to believe that, fine. But don't tell me it's preconceived. People come up to me and say, my taxes went up $20,000. What can I do? Well, I tell you what you can do. Read your Constitution. When you go for an appeal, you make sure that you at least ask for what's in the Constitution. They won't give it to you, but you ask, okay? And then you learn from that situation. Maybe you've got to go another way. We have the unique ability right now to bring up those issues and to put them on a ballot and let people express their opinion.
And that's exactly what our job is.
Well, that's what it is.
It is.
But don't say that I have a preconceived idea. My preconception at this point is from the meeting I attended in Bozeman,
Okay.
and they were really pushing the self-government and the charter. And now I know why. Because as you get into that, the self-governing is, we are supposed to be able to bring up anything that's not in the Constitution. Have you read it? There's very little in there. So that opens the door. And a charter becomes a mini constitution for the county under the state constitution.
Okay, I understand that. So
Okay.
when you're taking offense to my word preconceived
Yes.
notion,
Yes.
have we studied their government form yet?
I don't know if you have. I have.
Okay, so I'm
Okay.
taking that preconceived. When I'm saying that
Okay.
word, I'm taking
Well,
it that we have not
you-
actually studied as a
You
unit,
can choose, right,
as a
well,
unit.
I don't think we're going to study as a unit. I've never been in a situation where I've studied as a unit.
But study as in discussing amongst.
And we're gonna have difference of opinions,
Of course
Gary,
we are. Of
because
course.
state law, and you say that the Constitution, and whatever, that's your
Read it.
opinion,
Read it.
and whatnot, but getting back to the tax thing, right now, this is what state law is, this is
Yeah.
our form of government, this is what we do.
Well, then why do we have the ability to change it?
We do
And you
have
say- And you
we,
say we don't. Where is that written?
we do have the ability to change it, that's what we're trying to decide
Well-
here.
Okay, we're talking about semantics then. Okay? If we have the ability to change it, hopefully if we care anything about the people in this county, we're going to give them tax relief. Hopefully.
But we
Somehow.
can't, we don't do
We
that.
don't have that.
They give
They vote.
themselves
They vote.
tax relief.
Right.
There you go.
But, just like a horse, they have to be led to water.
But you
So-
can't make them
Whether-
drink
That's
it.
right. Whether they choose to drink is up to them.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. And like I say, hopefully we will have people at our meetings every time. My concern, I guess I will say, is that that's not going to happen. How many people come to your airport board meetings?
Oh, they're done online, nobody ever comes, which is another pet peeve of mine.
Right, that's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think you
And,
should have a
and it's
commission.
board after board, unless there's something good and juicy
Yeah.
and people are pissed off, they don't
Right.
come.
Well.
Which
you
is
mentioned the word-
unfortunate.
Go mention the word taxes to 5 people tomorrow. Tell me if anybody doesn't walk away pissed
Oh,
off.
trust me, so. Well, hopefully in February, we'll have some people
Okay.
come. That's the goal, right? Is
Well,
to
and
communicate with
My
them.
goal with this website, and that's why I called MSU first, is to get people involved.
Sure. Yeah.
And they're not going to get involved unless you do one of two things. You threaten their home or you threaten their finance. Well, both have been done. So I think we should be able to get them involved. We have to simply get the word out.
So, Okay, so I have communication with public and government entity and study commission communication on next month's agenda. And I'm assuming there will be some other ones and other things on the agenda.
So one question on communication, what do you mean? What are you trying to find out?
So within this course, they have, not that we have to use those questions, but we come and interview the commission on, so just, I mean, it's just basically asking about the government function. And
Is to provide a better understanding for us how you operate.
what your thoughts are as commissioners and whatnot, and then to the people that work that are other elected officials and or workers, and just to get a better understanding of how this county government works, what their opinions, and they're going to be, it's going to be, in a small community, it's very difficult to get that, because people, I don't want you to say that. I don't want you to tell them I said that,
But-
and there's a fine line. I mean, there's some finesse there that you have to have. Will be taken as, that we're coming at you or something like that. I hope not, because it's just a conversation with adults about studying our form of government.
We can read it, but
Yeah.
to hear it from you guys and to hear it from the employees, how it's actually working for you,
Right.
Your thoughts,
And-
how is it working for you guys? And then how do the people see it and how do they think that they want it to work?
Well, and I think people get they get concerned about, like Gary bringing up ECOF. We know that because we're taking it. We have to be very verbal and let you know what that acronym stands for. Does everybody know what form of government that Granite County has? That's the whole thing, is because I don't think people realize there's so many forms of government that you can do. And charter has become extremely popular because it does give self-governing powers within it. And I mean, obviously we see that our nation is going that, is talking. That's the shiny object right now out there. And, but we're going to take this government review very seriously, and what they put in here in our online course, we're going to try to follow that, because I think it's helped. This government review has been
Since 1972, I
yeah, I mean, it's been a long time, and I don't think people have really gone to the extent. A couple have, because they've changed their form of government.
Yeah, they have, some. But it's my understanding that this is not the first time Granite County has been involved in this.
No, every 10 years
I
since
know.
1972,
They have.
they had to have either on the ballot, do you want one or do you not want one?
Yeah, and I think I think 10 years ago, I think the ball got dropped, and there wasn't participation, and so
Right.
it just didn't happen. And whatever, but we are not those kinds of people,
No.
obviously. We're gonna see this through to the end of the 2 years, and we're gonna give recommendations to put on the ballot or whatever, however that is, and that's all we can do.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'll pose this to Robin, since you're the lady.
Well, this is Robin, and this is Blanche.
I'm sorry, Blanche. How did I mix you up? Easy. Has there ever been another county review like this?
Every 10 years, they vote for
They
it.
vote for it.
They've
Has
not
there
changed their
been?
form of
But
government.
nothing's
No,
changed.
I'm not asking that. I'm just asking, has there been a prior review?
Yes.
Is there a way that we can find out what those prior reviewers had to say?
I'm not sure.
Give me 1 second, I'll find it for you.
Okay?
But every 10 years, and I think every
I'm
since.
very familiar with this.
Yeah. You just tend to not let anybody
No,
finish their
I do
sentences.
let you talk, but you're trying to now
What
tell
I
me-
wanted to say is, since I've been, when I was clerk and recorder, every 10 years we voted, they would have this study, but nothing ever changed.
Okay, that's fine.
Right. And I don't know if there is documentation that there was even anything.
I would hope we'd leave some.
We will leave some. We're just.
All right, so for the record, in 1976, Granite County existing form of government, ECOF 634, they had a proposed form of government, COM A615. After the review process, they chose to stay with ECOF. Okay. 1986, Granite County existing form of government, ECOF, proposed form. That particular year, 1986, they chose not to do a government review. Their final form of government with no review would stay at ECOF.
Okay.
1996, Granite County existing form of government, ECOF.
Wait a minute, 1996, you just
What
said,
do
Yes,
those
sir.
acronyms mean?
would have been 2006.
1996.
I have that one.
It's every 10 years. Okay.
Right.
All right. So at that time, they did have a local government review. At the final conclusion of that review, they had no proposal to give to the government.
No change.
Okay. Final form, ECOF. Okay. 2006. The Granite County existing form, ECOF, they chose not to have a review.
No review.
Oh, okay.
Final form, ECOF. 2016, which would be the 10 years prior to ours, Granite County existing form, ECOF, they chose to have a local government review, but they gave no proposal at the end,
So Gary,
ending in ECOF.
you would have gotten that in your packet when you went over to,
You know, maybe I do.
Yeah.
It looks
I'll
like
go
this.
through the things I've got.
Okay,
'cause
you
I've got-
should
Sure.
have
Yeah,
it,
you should
because they
have
gave
Yeah, okay.
specifically for the
All
form
right.
we're studying.
Okay.
Okay, so that's in your
and
packet.
ECOF, just for
That
the
stands
record,
for-
elected county official
Right.
form, officials form. So. Okay, can you tell me when is the best time to turn in claims?
Well, it says right on the claim by the 10th of the month.
Yeah,
But that doesn't count as once did. I would, if you can fill it out and get it in ASAP. We just did claims last Tuesday, but we'll do them again at the end of the month. So if you want
okay,
to
so
get it in-
twice a month?
Yeah.
Okay,
So you want those in by the 10th of the month?
yeah, okay,
And like I said, we just did claims and we'll
Sure.
do another one at the end of the month. If you want to get it filled out and in the next couple of days, then it'll get,
Who is our treasurer?
who's the treasurer?
Ashley Todd.
Okay,
But we'll,
turn them into the clerk of recorder's office,
right, yeah,
okay.
not the treasurer's office.
yeah. And Sarah will have, in the clerk and recorder's office, she will have copies of all that we present.
Okay.
So, and hopefully we can, too, get those online. That's a hope. Miranda had a hard time hearing back from DIS about to even get that going. So it's kind of muddy waters right now, but I think it'll be great. I'm going to be gone from the 24th through the 5th of February. But obviously, that communication with, to be able to get the agenda out, because our next meeting, and I will start putting that on the agenda also, will be February 20th, I believe. Yes, February 20th. At 5 again for February.
Sure.
Okay.
And how long does it take you to do the minutes? It's a big job, I know.
It depends on my schedule.
Okay, I mean, would it be reasonable to ask that maybe I get those minutes within 2 weeks of the meeting?
I can make that happen.
because that gives me some time to sit down, think about it, see if there's anything I think maybe we missed or
Okay.
whatever.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. Anything else? Any public comment? All right. I need a motion to adjourn, please.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I second the motion to adjourn.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Meeting's adjourned.
Now,
Thank you.
This goes to the clerk, right?
Correct.
Are you done with it?
Yeah.
I can turn it in for you.
I appreciate that.
Hi, Mayor.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing okay.
Good.
Happy.
They need to sign it.
Happy to see you guys.